Recording in progress.
All right, now, again, eyes up, make sure you're with me. All right, what numbers did I tell you to plug in yesterday for those of you guys who paid attention?
-1, 0, 1.
Yes, sir, thank you. All right. Now, mentally, you don't need a calculator. If I plug -1 in for X, what's -3 times -1? 3. 3 plus 4? 7. If I plug 0 in for X, what do I get? 4. Now, don't let someone else do the work for you. Don't let someone else do the work for you. If you didn't get 4 or you don't know how I got 7, you ask. Now, we're on number 1. Plug 0 in for X. Right? Plug 0 in. So, for example, Y equals -3 times 0 plus 4. You see it now, right? You sure? All right, now what would be next? 1. Good. Yeah, I'm watching some of you guys who are trying to do better. Communicate with me. All right, show me you care about something. All right, if you don't know, speak up. Anybody have any questions with that? Now we're going to practice graphing. -1, 7. So I take a point, and some of you had trouble, so I'm going to double check you. 1 up to 7. Anybody have any issue with that? Oh, hold on. You're right. -1, 7. Thank you for, you know how I like to be corrected. 0, 4. 0, and then what? Up 4. Now what? 1, 1. And now we draw the line. All right, preferably going through the 3 points. And there you have it. Nothing to it. All right, now take out your handy dandy calculator if you have it with you and just type in -3x plus 4 under y equals, graph it, see if the graph looks the same, then kick it over to the table, type in -1, 0, 1, and see if you can do all of those things. If you can do all of those things on the calculator, you understand what we did yesterday. All right. If you can't, raise your hand and pay attention and listen. Jolie, thank you. Y equals. Go ahead. Anybody have any doubts about question number 1?
I'm getting the graph with the tables.
Second, you hit the second,
Yeah, I know.
and then you go to table.
But the table, like, information isn't right. But the graph is right.
Because you put 2, 0, -2 instead of -1, 0, 1. -1, 0, 1. What?
So the table's right, but every time I press graph, it says invalid dimension.
Give me your calculator real quick. I know why. Now you got to type it in. You got to type the equation in. I know. I'm just saying. All right, I fixed the dimension error for you. All right, anybody have any doubts about that? Anybody have any doubts? Anybody? All right, now let's go to number 3 real quick. All right, so what numbers am I going to plug into my table for number 3? Who remembers from yesterday? Tell me. You are amazing. Thank you for listening. -4, 0, and 4. All right. So now everybody go to y equals, type in the equation, and then plug in -4, 0, 4, and tell me what that is. Jolie, good.
How do you, where do you get the 4, 0?
I'm dividing by 4, Jolie. So if I want to not get a fraction, I have to plug in a number, right? I have to plug in a number that's divisible by 4. So what number is divisible by 4? 4. That's why I chose 4. You with me? If it was a 3 in the denominator, I'd pick 3. If it was a 7, I would pick 7. All right, Misha, what are the y values?
-2, 5, -2, -5, and -8.
Anybody else get that? All right, brilliant. All right, and listen, if you're a little behind, don't feel bad about it. Get your hand up and get caught up, and then you don't have to feel bad about being behind. All right, that's the problem some of you have. I know I'm loud, it has nothing to do with me screaming at you, right? Get your hand up and let me help you. What? You got it. Jolie, are you caught up now? So that doesn't help me.
Well, tell me to like practice.
Well, practice right now. Type it in on your calculator and let's get to the table. That's what you're supposed to be doing, not sitting there staring at me. Are you good? All right. Anybody have any issues with that? All right, now we're going to plot those points real quick. All right, just to make sure, -4, -2, -4, -2. Then 0, -5. Boy, you are in good shape. Luca, come on, good boy. Here you go. Hurry up, come get this. I don't want you another minute behind. All right, now we're plotting 4, -8. And now we're going to graph that line. Jolie, you caught up now? You know what you're doing. All right, Eddie, how are you doing today? Josh? All right. Now, Luca, what we did, we're just on number 3, what we did yesterday, so you haven't missed a single thing. Okay. All right. Now, your homework, now I need to go to number 5. Shh, 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 shh. 5 is unique. All right, 5 is unique. Listen, what? No, just listen to me, please, on number 5. Everybody put a star by number 5. What X values do I want to plug in? -1, 0, and 1. Now, now you have to listen now, all right? Because this is where some of you have trouble. All right, I'm saying something new, and if you're not listening, you don't know. What does the Y value always equal? The Y value always equals -5. So what is the Y value? When it's -1. And what's it when it's 0? And what's it when it's 1? And now plot those points and you should see you have a strange line. All right. So plot -1, -5. 0, -5. 2, -5. Or I'm sorry, 1, -5. What type of line does that look like? That's called a horizontal line. So anytime you have Y equals, it's always going to be a horizontal line. All right, Y equals, if there is no X, it's a horizontal line. All right, anybody have any questions with that? What?
I'm confused. How do you know to not put the dot from like the other negative side? Like how do you know?
You did these points, right? Right? So then the Y value is always -5. So I plot -5, I plot those 3 points and I see it's a horizontal line. I'm not sure what you meant by how do I know about all the other negatives? I don't care about all the negatives. I care about the 3 points that I'm plotting. Okay, good. Come on.
I just have a question on one of those.
No, you don't. I'm on number 5. That's it. Jackson, you don't have any problems? All right. So here we go. Now I'm going to take a look at number 6. I'm going to take a look at number 6. All right, here we go. Now, I need to make sure everybody understands you can't have -X. So I need it to just be X. So how do I make that just X? Just multiply by -1. So underneath that, you write X equals what? X equals -4. All right. And if you don't understand that, you write yourself a note. X can't be negative. Multiply both sides by -1. And now you have x equals -4. Now, x, what can the x be, somebody? -4. Can it be anything else? No. The only thing x can be is what? So now, for the three positions, -4, -4, -4. This is a unique case. So what can the y's be? -1, 0, 1. Thank you for thinking. All right. Now, everybody plot those points. What?
I was gonna ask, is the y-axis up and down?
Yes. X, Y. Come on. All right. So now everybody plot -4, -1. Then plot -4, 0. Then plot -4, 1. And what do we recognize? Vertical line. So any x equals is a vertical line. Any y equals is a horizontal line. What?
Oh, where'd you get -1, 0, and 1?
We said x can be -4, so y can be anything. So what are the 3 points that we've been using? -1, 0, and 1. You with me on that? What?
How would you know to put -1, 0, and 1?
You could put -2, 0, and 2 if you want. You can put anything in for y as long as the x is what?
-4.
Doesn't matter what y values you put in. You'll get the same thing. Like, for example, let's say I just wanted to put -5, 0, and 5. What happens if I plot -5?
Still a vertical line.
It's still going to be the same line, -4, -5. It's just going to be a different location. Then -4, 0, then -4, 5. You see, it's creating the same line, right? They're just different points. There's an infinite number of points on the line. All right, you're just finding 3 of them. That's all you're doing. All right, so that was there. All right, now we're doing the intercepts. So who remembers, if I want the x-intercept, what does y equal? 0, thank you. If I want the y-intercept, what is true? X equals 0. So you come over here to your table and you put 0 and 0. Now, if the y value is 0, this is kind of where we left off yesterday. So if the y value is 0, I'm going to get 2x plus 3 times 0 equals -6. 2x equals -6. So x is what? -3. Now I'm going to let x equal 0. 2 times 0 plus 3y equals -6. 3y equals -6. So y equals what? -2. Do I have to do all that work? No, it's mental math. It's just mental math. All right. And I'm going to show you on number 8, it's mental math just for practice. Good. What?
That was my question. There's only like 2 slots here and there's a third one on the last one. So
I
didn't
know.
to do it.
No, it doesn't. The third slot, I was just lazy. I didn't feel like fixing it. All right. What?
If you have like a number in front of like the x or y, if you just like switch it, is it gonna be like the same?
Well, we're going to talk about all that. I promise. Well, so now everybody plot these points. -3, 0, 0, -2. And now you draw that line. And there's your line. All right. There it is. There's the line. Now, I prefer that everyone's looking at number 8 now. What?
For number 7, can you go back to the, how'd you get -3? Actually, wait, no, negative. On the y-axis, you plus -2.
Isn't the y value -2 when the x is 0? What?
There's a line too. Arrows at the end.
Well, if you want to be professional like me. All right. What?
So is it always 0? That's what
Yes, it's always, always. That's the definition of x-intercept and y-intercept. So all you have to do is plug 0 in for y and 0 in for x. That's how you do that. That's how easy. All right, now this is what I'm talking about, mental math. Look up. All right, I don't have to do any work here. All right, everybody's looking up. If y is 0, what is x?
5.
5. Look up and make sure you should just be automatic. And somebody like, how did you get that so fast? Is everybody with me?
Yeah.
If y is 0, watch me now what I'm going to do. If y is 0, that goes away. It's just 4x equals 20. I don't need a calculator for that. Do you agree with me? So x is what? X is 5. And then after that, I put the 5. Now I come back, erase that. And now what's 0? X is 0. So now y equals what? -4. And now you plot those points. 5, 0, 0, -4. Graph the line. And we are amazing. All right, we're amazing. Good, come on.
So I know you put 0 every time, right?
For y
Yeah.
and 1 for x,
But,
every time.
So on these, we don't use the table.
No, it's a different way of graphing. And I'm going to show you another way of graphing. I'm going to show you several ways of graphing. All right, this is just the most basic. All right, this is for when we're first starting out. Pretty soon we won't ever do it this way again. What?
Oh, so could you like not swap it, switch it? So like
You can put the 0 for x first and 0 for y or y.
and it wouldn't change anything?
No, come on now. You're smart. If I plot the point 5, 0 and then 0, -4, and then somebody says, no, I don't do it that way. I'm plotting 0, -4 first and then 5, 0.
Oh, it is the same. Okay.
Brilliant. Yeah, there you go. You're shining like a diamond over there again. Good. All right, here we go. I'm skipping all this. All of this is homework. Now we're doing slopes. All right, now I need to teach you something super, super important that they name a whole course after this word called calculus. Calculus is the study of slopes. All right, so please listen carefully. You'll be doing this forever. All right, now what makes these two lines different? What makes these two lines different? They have different what? No, they have different what? They have, say it again. We would say slope because that's what the topic is. Lines are different because they have different slopes. All right. So the mathematicians got together and they said, okay, we're going to talk about lines. Lines have to start somewhere. So they said this. They said, we're going to study this line. And this line is different from this line because it has a different slope. All right. Now, slope is referred to a lot of times as steepness. All right. So they decided, wow. All right. This slope right here, we're going to call what? What slope is that numerically? Very good. 0. All right. That slope is 0. All right. That's where we started. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change, right? And so now watch, please. This is a great demonstration. Come on. It's easy up on the board. Pay attention. What is this slope right here? The slope of the red line is what? 0. What's happening to the slope? It's increasing. Is that a positive slope or a negative slope? Positive because you're going up the mountain. The slope is getting steeper and steeper and steeper. Is that hard to ski on that mountain right there?
Yeah,
Yeah. What about on that mountain?
impossible.
Not impossible. Not yet. It's not impossible, but that's kind of hard. All right. Now, here I am. That's called free falling. All right. This winter, I'd like some of you to try to ski off that mountain, please. All right. And tell me about it. All right. And come back and tell me about it.
Tell you about it.
Oh, really? Thank you for figuring that out. All right. So here we go. Listen to me now. Watch. Slope is 0. Slope is positive. All right. Now slope is We say undefined when it's vertical. You can't ski down that mountain. Now I'm going to show you this. Now this right here, my slope is what? Negative. I'm going down the mountain. Now my slope is what?
Undefined.
Undefined. Slope is 0. Huge slope. Slope's going back down to 0. All right. Now, please listen to the logic here. All right. Our slope, right, is said to be how fast you are changing. All right. Now, again, in this particular case, this slope is positive because I'm walking what? I'm walking up the mountain. So it's positive. Now over here, just stay with me for a second. Now I'm going what?
Step back down.
I'm going down the mountain. So that's what? Negative. All right. Please listen now. I always have somebody says, well, if I walk this direction, I'm going what? Up the mountain, and over here I'm going, so I don't know what you mean. You don't know what I mean because you read numbers from left to right. You're always walking from left to right. That's how you know that I'm walking what? Up the mountain is positive, down the mountain is negative. If I'm walking on the surface straight across, that slope is what? 0. If I'm going vertically, that is undefined. That is undefined. So now what I want everyone to do is I want everybody to write up here, find the slope of each line. All right. The slope is defined. Here's what you're going to write down. Delta y over delta x. All right. Now in science, all right, delta means change. So this is going to be the change in y over the what? Change in x. All right. Now, what math operation equates to change? What math operation, if I went from 4 to 8, what's the change?
It goes up.
What is the change? Subtraction. That is correct. When somebody asks you about a change, they're talking about where you start and where you end. What's the difference? All right. So the formula now, super duper important, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And some of you are like, I don't even understand what you're writing. All right. So what that exactly means is you have 2 points. The first point is x1 comma y1. And the second point is, someone tell me. Say it. X2 and y2. Beautiful. That's how simple this is. A basic formula. Slope is a rate of change. And you find the rate of change by subtracting the y's and subtracting the x's. Now, generally, if I was making up math, I would have said the change of x over change in y, because x is plotted first and then the y is plotted second. But slope is different. It's y over what? X. It's y over x. Everybody with me? All right. So that is one of the most important lessons you learned this year, is slope. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to try to first show you how to find the slope from a graph. And then I'm going to show you how to find the slope from 2 points. All right. So that's the main lesson for today. So now over here, I have a blue and a red. I know it's not blue and red on yours, but because I was using iPads last year and this year I'm not. So this top function is the red function, the red line. Think of it like that. Now, what I'm going to do to find the slope is I'm going from one point to the other point. So I want everybody to look over here. I'm going to start at the bottom point. Now, again, this is where you really got to listen now if you want to not be behind. So I'm going from this point to this point. So I went up how many?
1,
And then I went over how many?
2.
2. So delta y is how high you moved, and delta x is how far you moved horizontally. So delta y is what again? height, which is in this case, we said was what? 1. And how much did I go to the right? 2. So now you should be able to look at that and say that slope is again delta y over delta x, which is just what? 1 over 2. Come on, guys, please don't make it that any harder than that. That's all it is. All right. Now, let me ask you this. If I pick this point right here, guys, listen to me carefully. If I picked this point right here and this point right here, and I did rise over run, what's that rise over run going to be? 1/2. Very good. What if I picked this point way over here and this point way over here, and I did rise over run? That's still going to be what? 1/2. If I pick two super close together, that rise over run is still going to be what? 1/2. The reason it's going to be 1/2, and I'm showing you now why it's 1/2, because it's a fraction, and a fraction can be what? Reduced and simplified. All right, put your hands down. I'm going to show you. All right, it's really simple. So now, because of that, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to show you there's multiple points on the line, right? So this time I'm going to pick, and I want everybody to pay attention now so you can see this point to this point. All right. So from there, I'm going up how many?
2.
And then I go over how many?
4.
And what do you know? 2 over 4 reduces to what? 1/2. How about that? So it doesn't matter what 2 points you pick. If you do it properly, the slope will always be what? It will always be the same. And in this particular case, it's 1/2. All right. So now I'm going to look at the blue line. Is the blue line slope positive or negative? Negative. So does it matter what 2 points you pick? No. So I'm just going to show you, I'm picking this point right here, and I'm picking this point right here. All right. You can pick different points if you want. Now, I'm going what direction? Down. So down is what?
3.
Down is what? Negative, right? So delta y in this case is what? -3. Delta x is what? Delta x is what? 1. So what is my slope? What is my slope? -3 over 1, which is the same as -3. The slope is -3. All right, so here we go. Trying the next one. All right, I'm going to look at 14. What? Come on. That's it. That's the slope. The slope of one line was -3, and the slope of the other line was 1/2. All right. Now, I have a horizontal line. Everybody should jump on that right off the bat and say slope is what? 0. For those of you guys who are listening, all horizontal lines have a slope of 0. So everybody comes over here and puts m equals 0. What?
So how do we tell like which one is which? Since we have
Because
the-
we don't.
Shh. I don't just, there's 2 lines. Find the 2 slopes. I don't care. You with me? I don't care. There's 2 lines on every graph. You got to find the slope twice. It doesn't matter to me which one you do. Just put right next to it. All right, here we go. Now, or you can look at my picture and say that's the blue one. All right. Now, you want to pick the 2 dots that are next to each other, correct? So here we go. I'm picking this dot right here and this dot right here. All right, come on now, people. Now, hold up. Everybody's thinking. Everybody's thinking for yourself. I want everybody to write down how I got from one point to the other. Draw your triangle like I did. Then label delta y and label delta x. So here we go. Should have drawn from here to here. And then you should have drawn from here to here. So delta y equals what? 2. Delta x equals 5. So slope equals 2 over 5. That is correct. Come on, that's simple, 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 simple. All right, now let's look at 15. Uh-oh, I got a vertical line, undefined slope. So undefined in math, that symbol right there.
Oh, no solution.
Anytime you see that, that's just telling you that the slope is vertical, or it's undefined. What?
What's the difference between undefined
Zero?
and yeah?
Zero. You can ski on that mountain, not very well, right? Cross-country skiing. Some of you, I'd like to try that, right? But we can't ski on that. Don't tell somebody, all right? Let them go. All right, give them a shot. All right. Vertically, you can't ski on. That's how I remembered it. So it's undefined. All right. Everything else is good. All right. Now, all right, come on now. What? Tell me the slope.
Is it 3/5?
I'm going to check right now. I'm drawing and drawing. How much should I go up? How many to go over? This is delta y. This is delta x. So what do we get? 3/5. I told you I was good. Yes.
Is there like a unit for this? Like, it would be
I don't know what that means. Is there?
like the.
Oh, you know what? That's actually a brilliant question. You're right. It is, but not when we're doing just graphing points. That's a big part of math, actually, the units. All right. So it'd be like feet per mile, right? Or it would be lots of other things we're going to study. All right. That's, like I said, that's a major topic in math. All right. A whole calculus is based off of this. All right. Very good question.
How are you getting five using?
I counted, right? Now, again, I'm not trying to be funny, right? I just counted. So some people make mistakes because they start at what? They go 1, 2, 3, but we're not doing that, correct? We are starting here at this point, and I'm counting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You with me? The mistake is usually what? They start with 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah.
They,
Yes, that isn't bad.
all right. So again, that's very common. All right. So I have slope is 3/5. Okay. What?
How do you know which one matches with MB or MR?
We just had that. I don't care. This last year was iPad. So it's easy to see blue and red,
Oh,
right? I don't care. Now, if you were smart, you would just be looking at my picture up there and saying, this one's blue and this one's red, right? That's one way to do it. Or do I really even care? No, I don't care. All right. You're going to have 2 slopes tomorrow. I'll tell you the red slope is this and the blue slope is this. And you're like, well, I don't know what that is. Well, one's positive and one's negative, right? That's how you tell. All right. Now the easy parts. Now notice again, there seems to be a lot here, but not really. All right. So we did it graphically and now we're going to do it numerically. All right, that just means using the formula. What? Come on, sit up and ask me a question if you're going to.
Remember 16?
I'm not doing 16. That's for homework.
There's another one. Number 13.
Okay.
That's an example. When there's a down bar.
Right.
You just go like that.
Down is negative. Yes.
But like you go like across and then down.
No, no, no. So he's asking a good question. You're always moving up or down first. Now, always start from the left. Go from left to right. I thought I was clear on that. You see what I'm saying? So as long as you pick a point like go from the left to the right, go from the left to the right. You with me? All right. Now up here we go. 17. Practice writing the formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, that is the formula. All right, that's the formula. Now you just have to plug those in. There's our formula. So now this piece right here, is x1. Why do we call that x1? That's the first point. This is the first y point. This is the second x point, and this is the second y point. Now, does it really matter where I start? No, it doesn't matter. You're always going to get the same answer. All right, but here we go. Let's do this. -4 minus what? -4 minus -5. Now, you don't have to obviously do that. Does everybody agree? You know, -4 minus -5 just means -4 plus 5. I'm just writing it out for you the first time. Then it would be -6 minus -2. Now you know the double negatives make the positives. So what's -4 plus 5? What's -6 plus 2?
-4.
So the slope of that line is
1/4.
-1/4. -1/4. Now, come on, guys, that is simple. That's a formula. Just plugging numbers into a formula. Everybody good? Now we're going to go to 19. What? Y minus y over x minus x. So here we go. Again, I'm doing 19. M equals, you should write it, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's how you learn the formula. Write it. What's the second y value? I'm on 19. What's the second y value? -11 minus, what's the first y value? Over, what's the second x? -7. -12 over -17 is the same as 12 over 17. Good, go.
So for the first one, the y2 minus, oh. Sorry, never mind, I just realized.
What?
Oh, where did you get -1?
From this y value. This is y2. This is x1. This is x2. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Do you hear me or not?
Wouldn't that be not that? Wouldn't that be?
Why do you think that? Why do you think that? Come on, you got to talk to me now. I'm trying to get your grade where it should be. You hear me? So you have to tell me, why do you think that's -10?
You're subtracting -11.
Say it.
You're subtracting -11.
Minus what?
1.
What's -11 minus 1?
-10.
-11 minus 1.
-10.
Try it on your calculator. Finish up, guys. I will be collecting this tomorrow. All right. The whole thing, everything. All right. Everything. Great job. No. Come in at lunch. I can't stop you right now.
So, Mr. Scott, basically, you, I confused